Hey guys, Chris here and welcome back to another review. This week we are taking a look at this, which is an 11-year-old set, which is obviously, if you hadn't realised, it's a Spongebob Squarepants set, and it's set 3834, Good Neighbours at Bikini Bottom. So, what do I think of it 11 years later? Well, let's find out. Okay, so quickly taking a look at these set details. It was obviously the theme of Spongebob Squarepants, and it was set number 3834, released in 2009, so it's 11 years old. It came with 425 pieces and 3 awesome minifigures. It had a recommended retail price of £39.99 in the UK or $39.99 in America, which gave it a price per P of 9.4p or 9.4 cents. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking how much I paid for it because I got this very recently, and I bought this off of Bricklink for £59.99, but I have actually seen it on eBay for less than that, around £50. So I bought this one because it was from Bricklink, which I do find a little bit better than eBay for just some of my purchases that I bought in the past. It was in really, really good condition. Couple of stickers, I lost a little stick. I might do some print stick on them, and I'll show you that. I haven't done any modifications to this since I bought it, so we'll have a look at how good the quality of the minifigures are and how they've kind of stood up to the test of time and all that kind of stuff. But this is a great set, and I think you can still get it at a fairly reasonable price, unlike some of the other Spongebob Squarepants sets, which fetch a lot of money. Okay, so I think I'll go into the set itself, the pineapple first, and then we'll go into the little side builds and the minifigures. But this is absolutely great, and this kind of shows me, looking from 11 years on, that if they redid SpongeBob now, I think they would do a lot more of the new techniques with some of the new pieces to get the rounded look of it. But I still think it looks pretty good for how old it is, and it was still pretty fun to put together. So let's take a closer look at it. Okay, so taking a look at the outside, you'll see that it has this built door with the with a pirate wheel on the front, which is just so reminiscent of SpongeBob. This does open, which is quite nice, and it does have a little doormat here. And obviously this is all built in the orange pieces with bits of red, because I believe it didn't have those pieces in orange, but it kind of looks okay. You have the pineapple built pieces here, which is actually built and clipped on using an axe piece, which is very, very interesting. It has a nicely built chimney stack here, and that is basically what you get. What you see is what you get. How it is actually made round is with these corner edges here, these corner pieces, and you kind of build it as one flat piece, and then you pull it all together and clip it together with the top. So these actually come forwards, and as you can see, they've got the hinge pieces here which allow that to kind of hinge over to create this kind of cylindrical pineapple look. Very, very interesting build at the time, but I definitely think they would change that if they did this nowadays. So maybe with that UCS Krusty Krab, if that ever comes out, that would be pretty cool, and they may do a pineapple again. Okay, so this piece here is actually a printed window, which is pretty nice. You get 2 of them in the set, one here and one here. They don't quite actually line up to the colours, but do you know what? I think they're a really nice printed piece, so I don't mind too much. And it just have the effect of it looking like the pineapple house from Spongebob Squarepants. If we take a look inside, I'll show you it as its carcass and then the little accessories that you get as well. But you can see it has really nice pictures put on the wall with Patrick and like what looks like a mirror, and then over here it also has another one which is of Gary, which is pretty cool. Then it has some nice print stickers inside as well, just to give it that kind of look. Not one that side, but other than that, I think that's a really nice kind of little setup. And weirdly, it has a coffee mug above the door, which is very, very strange. So this set actually comes with some little accessories you put inside the house. It comes with this, which is a built chair. Now it has a little, that's a printed piece there, which is obviously a rubber ring or live ring, which is pretty cool. SpongeBob can't actually sit in it because he has the little legs, but if I take off his actual water pistol thing, his garden hose, he can stand in it pretty well. So that's kind of how he would be sitting in it. It was kind of like that. So there is the sofa. Now obviously to go along with the sofa you'll need a television, which is actually a built TV here with a sticker on. Now, interestingly with this, that is actually a sticker piece going over 2 pieces. So there's actually a gap in between there. Now, they don't do that anymore, LEGO. This would have been made as a 1 brick piece instead nowadays. So it's really, really interesting because obviously you can't take that off now. And really awesome that that's survived this long without someone pulling it apart. But that can go there so you can watch the television. Then we will get on to Gary's bowl. Now this is the one where the sticker has kind of started to peel, so I need to do a bit of repair on this. But as you can see, this is pretty much just a brick with Gary written on it on 2 sides in stickers. And it's kind of got the SpongeBob Squarepants writing, but that's kind of it for a bowl. Pretty simplistic. So I'll show you Gary to go along with that bowl. Now he's got some really nice printed pieces on his shell. He's actually made of like a cherry piece in green, and he does have a grey clip. So he's not the best built figure. And I think nowadays they will probably actually make this as a little figure, like an actual, animal minifigure, which would be pretty cool. But they haven't done that here. So there we go. He can go with his little food bowl there. And then next we have SpongeBob's bed. Now this is pretty cool. It's made of it's got one of those same printed pieces that was used on the sofa, and it does have playability where this bit here, you could do that and flick SpongeBob out of bed. So obviously when he's like, I'm ready, you can kind of just like do that. I'm not going to do that because he'll end up going flying, but there we go. He's got a built bed as well, which is pretty cool. So that is all the accessories that come inside the actual pineapple, and I think that's really nice. They kind of added a lot more stuff to it, made it feel a lot more like a nice little playable area, which I just think is really, really cool. Okay, so let's move that over here, and all of the built bits, I will put these back inside just so you can kind of see the rest of the build. And let's get on to the other little builds before we get into the minifigures. So first things first is this, which is Patrick's speedboat. Now this is pretty cool. It has little wheels on the bottom. It's all built up, which is quite nice. And I think this still stands the test of time now. It has a little propeller on the back, and it has a little playability function, which is this here, which it comes with these white studs. And if you put a stud on the frying pan here, you can then flick them and it can go flying. And it has a little kind of cheese wedge there, so you can do it from this side as well if you wanted to. So I'll show you Patrick sitting in it, like so. So he can sit in and drive, and it just looks really nice. It's quite a nice little addition to the set. I think this looks really, really nice. Next, we have another playable feature, which is a burger barbecue stand, which is kind of nice. So this is the big barbecue here. It has a printed piece there, and then just a flag. It's very, very basic, but it also has, the grill has playability features as well, because a burger is built here, a built burger, which is quite nice, and puts on. And then you can also press that down and fire the burger as well. So there's a lot of flicking of stuff in this set, which is very interesting. I suppose with SpongeBob, things get kind of messy, so they're thinking that things are just going to go hectic and go everywhere. Next, we have a little kind of, I'll put these both together, but it's pretty much what Squidward is on, and it is a little deck chair here, which is nicely built, as well as a little umbrella for the shade and things, as well as his little coffee mug. So obviously he's supposed to be relaxing, chilling in the garden, and then SpongeBob and Patrick are obviously destroying his neighborhood and really annoying him when he's supposed to be getting some downtime. Other than that, the one other piece is this is a hat piece, a chef's hat, but it is done in a purple translucent to look like a jellyfish, which is kind of interesting. I've not seen them ever use that before, and I don't think they'll ever do it again, but it's quite interesting. I'd love to see how much this piece actually is, because it is a very unique piece to have in the collection. Okay, so other than that, we have this built kind of, this is a water, I'm guessing SpongeBob's supposed to be like watering his house or cleaning up the area, and he makes a mess. So this is his watering hose, which has got some nice sticker pieces on it, which aren't too badly applied. They're not too great, but they're not too bad. We've got one there and one there as well, and it's got a nice yellow rubber piece with a hose, kind of just a nose piece in red and a lightsaber hilt, and then the kind of blue looking like water spraying out. Okay, so in order to put that onto SpongeBob, we actually have to clip it onto his head. So first, let's go through all the minifigures on their own, and we'll start with Patrick. So Patrick's are really, really nice. Now, back then they didn't do side printing or leg printing or anything on the sides, so his shorts do look a little bit odd from the side, but he does have a green waistband, which is quite nice, and that does go all the way around. Obviously, he's got this very unique molded headpiece, which looks pretty cool, and it does look quite nice and does resemble Patrick. So I think that's a pretty good job that they've done there to try and get Patrick in minifigure form. He's got some nice printing on his body just to kind of show the little red marks, as well as on his head and his little belly button. And his shorts do look very nice and vibrant. They're just not that great, seeing as you can see on the side, he's just all pink. Next we had Squidward, and he has this pinky book, which these don't do very well. The creases on the actual binder bits get really damaged over time, but that's not too bad. The actual minifigure, there was one before that had just a minifigure head. This is the one with the custom molded head, which I think looks way better. Again, very, very simplistic. His legs are just green to match his skin, which does look a bit odd, but that is how he is in the actual show, because obviously he doesn't have tentacle legs here. And I think it just does look really, really good. These kind of remind me of the Simpsons characters, where they're very simplistic, but they do look very, very nice. The custom head mold itself looks really, really cool, and the colouring on this is really nice. The eyes are really, really, really opaque, very, very strong, so you can see everything, and he has nice lines on his head as well as that kind of miserable Squidward face, which I just think looks absolutely brilliant. I think they've captured him really, really well in minifigure form. And then last but not least, we have obviously the man himself, Spongebob Squarepants. And this is so cool. I love this piece that they created for SpongeBob, this clip over kind of headpiece. I think it looks really great, and I think they have captured the elements of SpongeBob really, really well here. Now, to use his actual water pistol thing, you actually clip something onto the top of his head, which is a yellow bracket kind of supposed to hide it. And then he grabs the lightsaber handle to create the water pistol effect. I think that's really, really clever, and I haven't seen them do this much before in LEGO form, so I think that's really nice. And the fact that he has this is kind of cool, reminiscent of one of the episodes, where I just think it's a really nice kind of play, especially since there were a couple of this pineapple that you get. So this kind of sets out a couple of the episodes, which I think is really, really nice. Okay, so what do I think of the set as a whole? I think this is absolutely fantastic, actually. I know this is like more of a facade, so it's not a fully built pineapple, but I think it looks absolutely great, and it's going to look really good in the city, because I'm going to put this in the underwater area. I think it's really stood well the test of time, actually. I do think that LEGO would have designed this very differently now, especially probably with more custom pieces and things. It could have looked a lot better, but I still think this does look like, you know, from a distance, from what you can see on the camera, this does look like SpongeBob's house, and that's absolutely fantastic. I think the minifigures are great on this. I really like having these three main characters, so that's really nice to start your SpongeBob collection. And I also think it's a pretty reasonable price as well, still at the moment, if you can get your hands on it. Gary is really kind of not too great, but it's nice that he had printed shell pieces, and it does resemble him, and I think it looks more and more like him if you actually add the actual food bowl next to him as well, just to give him that kind of addedness. But I think they've done really nice. I think the inside the set's got nice little builds to make it feel more homely than just looking like a shell. Nice little sticker pieces with like pictures of portraits and stuff in there, which I think is really, really nice and does add that kind of warmth of SpongeBob to it. So yeah, overall I think this is an absolutely great set, and I wish I'd have picked it up new when it came out. Okay, so that's it for my review of the Good Neighbours at Bikini Bottom. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and also whether you'd want me to review any more of these SpongeBob SquarePants sets, because this is a big nostalgia boost for me, and it's something that I never thought I would do on this channel, reviewing SpongeBob. Obviously, I'm a very big Star Wars fan, but I really, really spread out to other themes at the moment. So, if you want to do any more, even the more expensive ones, let me know, and I may try and get my hands on them through eBay or Bricklink. But other than that, have an absolute awesome day. If you enjoyed the vid, then if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. And as always, keep bricking it.